Hey, so today we're gonna make something my daughter has requested. We call it monkey bread. It's something that's super fast, super easy. And it's something that if you need to make something that can be on its own for a long time, like get it started and come back to it later, it's really good for that too. So let's get started. So I use a bundt pan. You're going to want to use something that you don't want it to be a great big solid mound, because then the stuff in the middle isn't going to get done. So you can either use a pan with a center cut out like this, or use something short and flat and not have it be too deep. Whatever you use, spray the heck out of it. So when you're making your own cinnamon and sugar, you could kind of start with about 1 cup of sugar to 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. And then the nice thing about it is you'd have to try really hard to go super wrong. You obviously want it to be far more sugar than cinnamon, and just start with your sugar and add cinnamon a little at a time until you get it to what you want it to be. Another thing we've tried is using a muffin tin, and then once you cut the pieces of dough up, just put 2 or 3 in each opening of the muffin tin. Make sure you've sprayed it really good, and that can work too, and then it's just like a little individual serving size. Okay, so you're going to use Rhodes roll dough, and you're going to take each, after you've defrosted it in the microwave to soften it up, then you're going to cut them into quarters, each roll. These are just the dinner roll rolls. And you're going to take each one, you're going to cut them up into quarters, then you'll just dip it in butter, dip it in the cinnamon and sugar mixture, and then put it in the pan. So to do this standard size bundt pan, I use 12 of the dinner rolls and then cut them up into quarters. So on the butter, you can just start with a stick. If you run out, melt some more. And you'll notice that as you put the dough balls in, the butter is getting colder and harder, and so you might have to re-melt it. You might have to remelt it as you go along. And this cinnamon part is a really great, this whole recipe is something really fun to make if you have little kids in your house. It's a fun thing because one kid can do the butter, one kid can do the cinnamon and sugar, one kid can be cutting stuff up. So it's, if you have a lot of little people in your house like I used to, this is a really great recipe to make together. So you can see the butter is getting really super thick, so you need to remelt it, but we're going to need more anyway. So we're going to add a little to it. Really grateful for real butter. Thank you, dairy farmers everywhere. And we'll melt a little more and then finish off these last 4 rolls. So you're just going to put them in so that they're kind of even around. I put 1 row on the very bottom and then kind of on either side. And then I put these, if they're completely defrosted, which these are, then I put them in the oven and turn the oven on to 350 and let them raise as the oven warms up. Then you just bake them until you can stick a butter knife in, and they come and it comes out clean. So the nice thing about icing is that it's very forgiving. You're going to put in fats. So I use butter and shortening. And this is going to be more of a glaze even than an icing per se. Then you're going to put in a little vanilla, about a teaspoon of vanilla. Then you'll put in your powdered sugar and a little milk. So you want to be careful with the milk because you don't want to have it be too runny. And so just add a little at a time. So you can see how thick it is, so you know you need a little more milk. So you're just going to go through that process of adding a little more milk, mixing it up. So to test and see if it's done, pull it out and stick in a fork. This is not done because it shouldn't come out with it. And you can even feel as you're pushing it in that it's doughy and soft. So you can see I've taken a couple of tester pieces. You want to get some clear out of the bottom, make sure that those are done through. The nice thing about tester pieces is that those do not count against your calorie count for the day because they're just tester pieces. And this is another great dessert to have with a big glass of milk. You can either put the glaze over all of it if you want, or you could put an individual serving on a plate and just glaze those ones. It's totally up to you. And remember, these are small, so eat 20 or 30, you know.